Welcome to my channel, where we discuss everything and all things politics, especially about the 2023 presidential election in Nigeria. I want us to look at Asiwaju Bola Tinubu and why he is different from all the other people or other persons that has ever been declared president-elect in Nigeria history. Because there's some kind of oddity about his emergence, and this will help to show that oddity about his emergence as president-elect. And we are going to look at this matter from 1999. We'll look at all the people that have been declared president-elect, and we'll now see why Asiwaju own has become a different matter altogether. In 1999, the post-military dictatorship election, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo was the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, while Chief Olufalaye was the presidential candidate of APP. Now, after the election, Obasanjo scored 18,738,154 votes. Olufalaye scored 11,110,287 votes. Now, Obasanjo's vote represented 62.78%. That's roughly 63% of the votes. And Olufalaye got 37% of the votes. In this result, you can see that Obasanjo has a clear mandate of overwhelming majority of Nigerians. He has the overwhelming support. Now, when Obasanjo was going for second term, General Muhammad Buhari challenged him as the ANPP presidential candidate. In that election, Obasanjo got 24,456,140 votes. Buhari got 12,710,022 votes. Obasanjo got 62% of the votes again, and Buhari got 32% of the vote. It was clear that Obasanjo has overwhelming mandate of overwhelming majority of Nigerians. In 2007, this time around, the race was between Umaru Musa Yar'Adua of the People's Democratic Party and General Muhammad Buhari, who is now contesting at this time Congress for Progressive Change, his new party. No, it's not Congress for ANPP. ANPP is still contested under ANPP. So in that election, Yar'Adua got 24,638,063 votes. Buhari got 6,625,299 votes. Yar'Adua got 69.6%, which is roughly 70% of the votes, while Buhari got 19% of the vote. You can see that Yaradua has overwhelming mandate of Nigerian people. Those against Yaradua was only 18% or 19% of the population. So overwhelming majority of Nigerians were with Yaradua. So he had what you can call a overwhelming mandate to be president. In 2011, in 2011, uh, Goodluck Ebele Jonathan was the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, while General Muhammad Buhari was the presidential candidate of Congress for Progressive Change (CPC). In that election, it was really a very divisive election in the sense that at that election, there were many Northerners who felt that Jonathan ought not to have contested, that he ought to have stepped down for a Northerner to take over after the death of Yaradua. So that made a lot of Northern voters to turn out for Muhammad Buhari. Okay? But at the end of the day, because of the unity in southern Nigeria at the time, southern Nigerian votes, all uh, the states in southern Nigeria, with the exception of Osun State, that voted for ACN candidate Rebadu in Osun State. All the other states were won by Jonathan. So Jonathan took all the southern states and was able to take almost all of the middle belt states. And it was easy for him to become president, even without winning any state in the northwest or even in the northeast, except with the exception of Gombe and Taraba. Okay? And Adamawa. He was able to emerge president. In that election, Goodluck got 22,495,187 votes, representing 59% of the votes cast, while Buhari got 12,214,853 votes, representing 32% of the vote. You can see that the gap was not much, but it also shows that Goodluck had overwhelming support of Nigerians. Those who voted for him were overwhelming against those who voted against him. Only 32% of Nigerians voted against him. That is if you look at it from this perspective. Those are the people that voted against him, 32%. 58% or 59% was with him. Of course, there were some other sprinkling of votes like Nuhu Ribadu I mentioned, who contested on the ACN, got some couple of percentages of the vote cast. But you can see that he had a mandate, because even if you add all the percentages that Nuhu Ribadu and others, other inconsequential parties that contested that election, it will not be able to be close to 59% of the votes that Goodluck used in winning the election and being declared president-elect. It means that he had a vast majority of Nigerians who supported him. In 2015, at this time, Goodluck was an incumbent, but there was a push by the North to take over from him because they could no longer endure the fact that Goodluck would be allowed to do 8 years. So what they did, they mobilized against him and then they were able to get support from some states in southern Nigeria. Now, if you look at the votes in 2015 election, Goodluck got 12,853,162 votes, representing 45% of the votes, while General Buhari got 15,424,921 votes, representing 54% of the vote cast. Of course, there were other smaller parties who got smaller percentages. Okay, but all those are doesn't make much difference. But you can see that the country was hugely divided here, almost on equal parts. And that is why you can see that this country has continued to be divided since 2015. Because those who voted for Jonathan was almost as much as those who voted for Buhari. But Buhari didn't make any effort to unite the country. So he ran his government on that divisive tendency. But you can still say that at least he has a higher percentage. Even if you calculate everything, those who voted for Buhari was still higher than those who voted against him. So he can claim, and it's rightly true, that he has the support of overwhelming majority of a significant majority of Nigerian voters. Now in 2019, this time around, Buhari was going for second term. He was the presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress, and Atiku Abubakar was the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party. In that election, Buhari got 15,191,847 votes, representing 56% of the votes cast. Atiku Abubakar got 11,262,978 votes, representing 41% of the vote cast. You can see that even if you add the sprinkling of percentages from other smaller parties that participated, the number of percentage of those who are against Buhari cannot be overwhelmed by the number of those who were against him. So Buhari can confidently say that he became president by having majority of the support of Nigerians. Now let us look at 2023 that we are in now. In the election, this time around, you had 4 major political parties that participated. In the election, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu got 8,794,726 votes, representing 37% of the vote cast. Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party got 6,984,520 votes, representing 29% of the votes cast. Peterobi of the Labour Party came third with 6,101,533 votes. 6,101,533 votes, representing 25.4%, 40% of the votes cast. Rabi Kwankwaso of the NNPP got 1,496,687 votes, representing 6.7% of the votes cast, representing 6.40% of the vote cast. So Kwankwaso got 1,496,687 votes, representing 6.40% of the vote cast. Now, the total votes cast by gotten by Atiku, Peterobi, and Kwankwaso represent 61% of the total votes cast. Now you can see that this is overwhelmingly higher than the vote of the person who was declared president-elect in 2023. It therefore means that overwhelming number of Nigerians rejected Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Overwhelming major. It has never happened before in Nigeria's electoral history, presidential election history. Overwhelming majority of Nigerians, those who voted against Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, were higher, far higher, 61% of the total number of votes, than those who voted for him, which is just 37% of the votes. And you would think that this ought to have made APC to be more humble and try to see how they will woo Nigerians. But they are still talking tough. They are still insulting people. And they didn't know there is a bottled up anger in the country against their emergence. And what they ought to have been doing, is have people reconciliate us. But even as they make effort to reconcile, people are in court because a lot of people are challenging this particular results that INEC declared him the winner. Now, another thing to note about this is also, besides that overwhelming majority of Nigerians rejected Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is the fact that he did not get 25% of the votes cast in Abuja. All the other presidential candidates since 1999 had always gotten this in line with Section 134, subsection 2B of the 1999 Constitution, which stated that for you to be declared the president of Nigeria, a candidate must win 25% of total votes cast in 24 states of the 36 states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, making it 25. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu did not get 25% in Abuja. So that's one of the oddity about his emergence as president-elect. Another thing that also marked him out is that he is the only president-elect that has drug-related issues. It's already a public knowledge that he forfeited $460,000 to the United States government, money that was alleged to be proceeds of drug. No other presidential candidate in Nigeria's history has ever been declared president-elect with this kind of baggage. He is also the only one that have been declared president-elect who has baggage of identity issues, with people questioning whether Tinubu is his biological, the name given to him by his parents, whether he's from Osun or he's from Lagos and all that. There were discrepancies on his age, on schools attended, because the schools he mentioned he attended and filled in INEC form in 1999, he no longer put them in his 2023 forms. So in 2023 forms, those places were vacant, indicating he has no primary school, no secondary school result. And then had the University of Chicago result. The Chicago State University result. A result that is also being disputed by an investigative journalist, David Hundiye. He's another thing that marked him out. He is the only candidate who ran on the basis of religion and ethnicity. When he was making his declaration in Abeokuta, he said that this election, in this election, it is the turn of himself, that it is his turn, Emelakon, and that his it is the turn of the Yoruba. So when you hear Bayo Nanuga exhibiting his ethnic irredentism, he got it from Aswad Bola Ahmed Tinubu, because that was what Bola Ahmed Tinubu ran on, that it is the turn of the Yoruba. So he ran on ethnicity, and then he ran on religion. Because there's no better way to explain his Muslim ticket than a candidate that ran on religion. Because he believed that Islam is the only thing that can give him leeway in the north to win. So he ran purely on religion and ethnicity. He is the only candidate that has ran openly on that. Even Buhari, when he was running for president all these years before 2015, at least he had made, even if it is pretension, of having a balanced ticket. And it's also on record, to his credit, that he rejected Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu to be his running mate in 2015, because he know that Muslim ticket is a no-no. But Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu went ahead with it, with all kinds of justification. But the truth of the matter is, because he believed that for him to be able to win votes in the north, he has to run on a Muslim ticket. So he is the only president-elect in our history that ran openly on Muslim ticket. In case of you can't equate his own with Abiola, because Abiola was never declared president-elect. As far as I'm concerned, there was never any time the INEC declared Abiola president-elect. It was just that people imagined that he won the vote, but the truth of the matter, the INEC chairman did not even pretended like Professor Yakubu did by announcing that Aswad is president-elect. There was no record where INEC chairman at the time announced that Abiola has become president-elect. In fact, it was Abiola that went somewhere and declared himself the president-elect. So Aswad is the first to use religion and ethnicity openly. Others may have been doing it subtly, but his own was very clear. Even when Aswad was represented in a program done by the Spring Council for Sharia, Shobo, in 2022. Aswad sent a message there telling them that they should work hard and ensure that a Muslim succeeds Buhari. So it was obvious that he ran on a religious ground, and he ran on ethnicity. And in terms of ethnicity, you can go and Google it. There were several places where the governor of Lagos State, Sanwo-Olu, was mobilizing Yorubas, telling them that they should see the presidential ticket of Asiwaju as a Yoruba project. None has openly ran for president based on ethnicity and religion like Tinubu. So that is on record. Then Aswad Bola Ahmed Tinubu will also go down in history as the first person to be declared president-elect without winning Lagos or Kano or even Rivers, because right now Rivers is being disputed, and there are strong indications from at least Premium Times, that is not known to be a supporter of peterobi, has tabulated a result that shows that peterobi won River State. It means that Asiwaju Bola Tinubu is the first to be declared president-elect without winning Lagos, without winning Kano, without winning River State. These are the biggest swing states that we have in Nigeria that determines who becomes president. But Asiwaju, for whatever reason, has been declared president-elect without winning any of these three states. Another thing that marks him out is that he is the only person who has been declared president-elect, and Nigerians are talking about interim government. If you look at our history, post-military in 1999, there has never been any time the election was concluded and people begin to even hint about interim government. It was the APC themselves that started hinting about interim government when governor of Kaduna State alleged that there were people who want to scuttle the 2023 election at the presidency so that they can install an interim government. And he even alleged that a retired military general had been penciled down to head that interim government. It's only under Asiwaju's emergence that we had anything like that. Because normally when Goodluck was declared, when Yaradua was declared, when Buhari was declared, when Obasanjo was declared president-elect, nobody talked about anything about interim government except under Asiwaju Bola Tinubu's president-elect. And that should tell Nigerians a lot of things. Then, on a final note, he is also the only one that his swearing in on May 29 has become a debate and the issue of concern to some people. Because once you are declared president-elect since 1999, it is a given that you will be sworn in. But his is the only one where the issue, May 29, has become an issue, which it ought not to be at all. Because since 1999, the swearing in of a president-elect on May 29 has never been an issue. But Asiwaju's own emergence as president-elect has made May 29 to become an issue of to be or not to be. Of course, the government itself has said that nothing will stop May 29 handover. And you have to believe President Muhammad Buhari when he gave that assurance, especially when he said that he's in a hurry to go back to his farm. But these are the issues to show you that there's really something unusual about Asiwaju Bola Tinubu's emergence as president-elect. And it's now left for the courts where his opponents are disputing his emergence to now give us the final closure on his emergence. Will they be able to do it before May 29 or they will do it after May 29? It's all left for the courts now. Thank you for watching this video. And if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, subscribe to my channel. Hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you.